here's another one going in then. Oh, let's just tuck it around the corner there. There we go. Nice one. Okay. I've just got quite a coarse grade on the old Black & Decker mouse look. It's P40, so this helps just to take down any rough edges. Okay. There you go, look, that's taken that down nicely. Obviously the edge which I've cut, the cut edge, it goes on the inside, okay. Okay guys, so I've just started laying a few tiles along this window area here, and what I decided to do was to find a centre point just here and to tile out from there. I've had to do small cuts on the end of each tile, okay, just to sort of make everything fit in and to make it look completely symmetrical. Had I not done that and had I started tiling at, so for example at this end here, basically I'd have ended up with a small offcut this side, which clearly would not look right. It wouldn't be symmetrical and it'd look a bit of a mess. Okay, over here looks as if 2 tiles is going to do this quite nicely if I leave the requisite spacings just there. I'm slightly out just down there, look, just by a few mil, but that isn't going to notice. That's going to work out quite nicely. Right, okay guys, so we've got some tile trim, okay. So the tile trim needs to sit on the edge of the tiles like that, okay. I just need to mark off where we need to cut. We'll subtract a couple of millimetres each end for the grout, okay. I'll just cut that down now. Right, okay, so the measurement, we need to cut it off here basically, okay. However, this bit here, we need to tuck the tile up at the back of that like that, okay. So this is going to be the bit which is sitting on the front edge of the tiles, so we need to cut it back at a 45-degree angle like that, okay, to enable us to put some grout in there. So I'm going to reduce this by 2 millimetres and then cut the angle back at 45 degrees. So what I'll do, I'll just put a bit of, just get the sanding block, bit of sandpaper on there, just take away some of this stuff here, look. So I'm just looking for a sort of a couple of mil gap just above the tiles so I can get some grout in there. Okay, just going to bring that across like that. Right, okay folks, so we've hit a bit of a tricky area here, okay. It's an area which I was aware was going to cause problems, and it's something which is I've always been a little bit sort of anxious about getting around to, okay. Now, as you can see, there's some sockets there, and I've got to try and get these tiles around them. It will require cutting out bits. Now, I don't have any sophisticated tools for doing this. I've just got a couple of pairs of sort of nippers basically. So what I need to do in order to get this tile to fit around there is to cut out or nibble out the areas which are shaded. So this is going to be very difficult with very, very basic tools. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to give it a try, and if necessary, what I'll do if I just can't do it, with the basic tools available, which are these two things here, look, okay, I think the only realistic way I'm actually going to achieve this without having to go out and buy a proper cutting wheel is to cut the tile in half along this line here, along the centre line, which means it's less difficult, which means that I'll have to nibble out that bit, and then that bit, which is going to be easier than trying to cut out this section here, okay, and that section of the tile, because it's going to become very fragile. So yeah, I'm going to see how I get on with that, and then I'll get back to you. Right, okay, so I've just scored this tile, okay, as you can see. So I'm going to start trying to nibble those bits out now. I mean, I've got a feeling that it's just going to be, the tile's going to become so fragile that it's just going to disintegrate in front of my eyes, but you know what, let's give it a whirl and see what happens. And get to the bits like this where there's a lot of resistance, I'm almost scared to put too much pressure on here in case it just sends shockwaves through the tiles and causes it to go snap. Okay, look, I'm not going to go any further than that. I'm nearly there, I'm just shy of the actual corners, okay, so I'm not going to take that any further. I'm going to leave it like that, leave well enough alone, okay. So now I've got to very carefully try and take this corner out here. It must be said that tensions are running very high at the moment. I'm actually bricking it, to be perfectly frank. Okay, so very, very carefully then. Carefully does it. Okay. Right, I think what I'm going to do, I've got that far. Now look, I mean, I think we'll all agree that doesn't look pretty, but at the end of the day, what I need to do is to see whether or not it will actually fit behind those tiles. If it does, it's a result, and if it doesn't, well... But look, I'm not going to faff around with this anymore. It's an ugly bloody thing, I'll be the first to admit that, but if it goes behind those tiles, that's the task accomplished, okay, you know, I'm not bothered about it looking really pretty and having lots of sharp edges. I want it to fit behind that socket cover there, okay, and if it does that, as far as I'm concerned, it's job done. So I don't want to push my luck any further. Let's see how we go with this, okay. I'll get back to you in a minute. I just need to turn the electric off, because obviously we need to get behind these covers here, and I don't want to be electrocuted. Okay, so I'll get back to you in a moment. It'll be an absolute miracle if it does. Do I believe in miracles? Let's have a little look. It's caught on something also. I don't think that's going to slot in there. I don't know, it might actually. Okay. That will go in. So to bones with there. That's, whoops. So yeah, it does look as if it's fits actually, which is absolutely remarkable. Well, I think we can call that a success. Yeah, that looks alright actually. Yeah, that's all. That works. Okay, well that's a success look. Okay, these sockets will go back where they're supposed to be. That's the result, folks. All we've got to do is to be very, very careful and just to secure that behind those sockets. But that's a win. That's a good result, that is. So I'm delighted with that. I'm going to wind that down over there. It's got to be something like that. Try again. Just need a little bit more height on that just to make it sit a bit better. And I think we've cracked it. So, just another one. Right, okay, look, I've just started this bit here, and as you can see, in order to get it completely level, I've had to just bolster it up a little bit in the corner just to get it completely level. Okay,